going on, everybody? My name is Baloo and you're tuned in to The People's Trader, the channel where I teach you how to read cryptocurrency asset charts using the Wyckoff method. If that's the sort of thing that tickles your fancy, then why don't you hit the subscribe button? I do this every single day, except for the days that I don't. I just want to point your attention real quick here to odyssey.com. This is a YouTube alternative. It is a far better platform to be involved with, much more so from the content consumer than the content creator. Obviously, there's less of a following, so for you to become discoverable as a content creator, it's not going to be as advantageous. But as a content consumer, this is free of Google, so you're able to really free yourself from the advertisements, free yourself from the data mining, free yourself from all of that other nonsense that goes along with using any of Google's services. So this is really advantageous for the content consumer, and I highly recommend it. For the creator, it is also quite easy to transition to, because basically you just link your YouTube account, keep loading on YouTube, and Odyssey will automatically take those videos from YouTube and put them on odyssey.com. Fantastic product, highly recommend it. But I digress. Let's get into the charts. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. So on the macro, Bitcoin is still inside of its Wyckoff accumulation box. It has been accumulating for a long time. It's been accumulating for nearly 3 years. So we're at the top of the box. Traditionally, this is where a reversal happens. So the last time we got to the top of the box, we reversed all the way back to the bottom of the box. Now we're back up at the top of the box. Are we going to see a reversal back down to the bottom? I do think that things are different this time. I think that the momentum to the upside is strong, and I'm convinced that we are going to have enough bullish sentiment in the space, enough adoption, and enough demand to slowly creep up and break through the levels that we need to break to get on top of this box. So let's dive into the lower time frames here. We're going into the 4 hour, switch over to the candle chart, and let's take a look at what's going on this intermediary move here. So here we are in a Wyckoff reaccumulation after a decline. To be fair to this schematic, it is the weakest of the reaccumulations. So we're kind of really do or die right now. It's either we're going to break through this box or we are going to reverse. If we reverse, we are going to reverse hard. If we break out, we're going to break out hard. So it's kind of one of those types of situations. So I've been saying for a while here, you know, when we had this dump, don't fret. Everybody was calling for lower levels. I said that we've reached the bottom of the ascending channel. There's no reason to be alarmed. This is just a continuation. So once we got to the lower end of the levels here, we got a lot of buying pressure, and we started our new accumulation inside of this reaccumulation after distribution. If you guys are interested in learning the Wyckoff method, I highly suggest that you join the free Discord down below. I used to say, hey, there's free PDFs on the internet. I have gone ahead and I've curated all of the reading material that helped me on my Wyckoff journey and learning this method of analysis, and I've put it all in one place, and it's free for you. Just go ahead and join Discord. If you aren't on Discord, what are you doing? Come on. If you're in crypto, you got to be in Discord. If you're in crypto, you got to be on Telegram. So get in tune with the social media platforms that are inside of this space. Anyways, so let's go ahead and take a look at the local move. So the local move, it looks like distribution. So here we're on the macro, we're in a reaccumulation, but in the short term, we're definitely in a distribution pattern here. So let's just quickly draw a range on there. Go to the buyer's climax, drag that over, and drag that down to the sellers, or the automatic reaction rather. So if we take a look here, we have our buyer's climax here, we had our automatic reaction here, and then we came up for our secondary test. Now, what happened inside of this box here is we did get a spring, and that spring was met with a lot of movement. So we got a huge movement off of this spring. And then we got another candle, but look at this wick here. So this wick is indicating a lot of selling pressure. So it should not be a surprise that we are going to encounter a ton of selling pressure. So you know, Bitcoin has a long ways ahead of itself for it to break through the $14,000 level. that is the level to beat. If we can get through 14K, we are going to moonshot. And I don't say that very often, but that's the level to beat. 14K. If we can get through 14K, 20K is more than on the table. But here we're showing a sign of weakness. So we got a sign of weakness here, a lot of selling pressure. That was met with some significant downside back inside of the range. We're now fighting right now. So we've got about an hour left on this 4-hour candle. So what we're looking for is a consolidation on top of the box. If we can get a consolidation on top of the box, that would be pretty bullish. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. By the time you see this video, you'll know if we're on top of this box or not. But yeah, so we're just looking for something like that. But more than likely, what I think is we need further testing of this lower level here. So this macro reaccumulation after decline does have this level that, in my opinion, did not get properly tested. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another reaccumulation after decline inside of the reaccumulation after decline. So it's kind of a fractal thing, but not really. It's more so just analyzing the movements of the price action in the context of volume. Volume is the effort, the price is the reaction, and we see what the price is doing. Are the movements to the upside really high on low volume, indicating that it does not require a lot of effort to get a high move up? And conversely, does it require a little amount of effort for the price to fall? So those are the kind of things that we're trying to interpret inside of the volume. So yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing inside of Bitcoin right now. Just wait and see. So another project that I want to take a look at is Chainlink. So I missed the boat on Chainlink, okay? And it has been an incredible performer. Cross-chain interoperability is going to be the next biggest thing to happen to this space. As soon as we figure out a way to incorporate the Bitcoin blockchain into the ecosystem of Ethereum, we are really setting up the world of globalized, accessible digital finance. We are basically recreating the stock market right now. You are in the early days. You are one of the investors who's invested in stocks that are not even available on the active stock market. We're building a lot here. And as soon as we have our currency incorporated into our operating system being the Ethereum ecosystem, we are in for a treat. So stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and take a look at what Chainlink is doing. Chainlink. Where are you? There you are. Okay, Link USD. I always zoom out. I got to see the macro structure. So macro structure, we're in a downtrend. Okay, we do have this. So we are coming out of, we got a high, a low, a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And now we have a higher low and we have a higher high. So this is good. This is really good. So the next thing I want to do here is I want to throw a range on. Now, there's two ways that this could go down. I'm leaning more bullish because of the change in character inside of Chainlink right now, but it doesn't mean that we can't see further levels. So I'm going to start off with the bearish. Okay, I'll start off with the bearish and then I'll go to the bullish. But let's just go ahead and say that we'll just draw a horizontal trading range. So we've come up here, we had our seller's climax right here. We have our automatic rally right here. And then we've come down for our secondary test right here. So that's phase A. Now what's happening currently is we have this upward action and we're going to see what happens. We have to either consolidate showing strength or we're going to get a rejection back down. If that rejection makes it through the trading range, that is bad news. We don't want to see that. So we want to make sure that any rejection is met with a lot of volume resisting the direction or resisting the rejection. So if we can see a lot of buyers coming in to resist this rejection, that's going to indicate that the sellers are selling and they're out. So they're getting out. So that's kind of the bearish scenario. If we do see that, I would imagine that we would probably get and people aren't going to like this, but you always have to look at both cases. We do have this long-term consolidation from way back in the day. We could come down and meet these levels down here. So that would be our final rejection. The only reason I'm saying that is because of the declining volume. We haven't had a huge volume spike to indicate a true seller's climax. We do have volume coming in here. You can see that this lowest low here was met with volume, but it wasn't something really substantial like what we saw back here. So if we can get a huge volume spike, that would be really bullish for me. And I do anticipate that if we hit this bottom regression line, tons of people are going to see what's going on over here. They're going to see the contact here, and we're going to get a ton of volume right here. So keep your eyes open for that. That's something that we're going to be looking out for in the medium term. Okay, so that is the bearish. Now let's get into the bullish. So the bullish is actually really simple. Keeping your analysis really simple is probably your best bet as a trader. A lot of people, they overdo it with the indicators. They really get out of hand with the indicators. They're using Fibonacci's, they're using moving averages. You can't even see the price action on their charts. Realistically, I get asked often, what's my favorite indicator? My favorite indicator is volume. Volume and the resulting price in the context of that volume tells me everything that I need to know. So when I'm looking at price, basically it's trend analysis. So we have an uptrend, okay? So we just keep it really simple. We have an uptrend. We can even go down to about here. And this is our trading range, basically. So here we're at the top of the range. We just need to see how the price behaves to the top of the range. I'm anticipating that we get a move down. So if we get a move down to the bottom of the range, I'm going to buy at the bottom of the range. Now, if we get a move falling out of the range, now that could be met with a lot of volume and get bought back in. So if you're really ballsy, you could also buy it when it falls outside of the range as well. That would be referred to as a spring. So you could buy the spring, you could buy the bottom of the range, and you can sell the top of the range. We don't know how long this trend will continue, right? So you could keep it really simple. You could enter your 100% position here. Then you could sell 50% of your position here, re-enter that 50% that you took here, and take that 50% out and just keep on going. Now, why do I say 50%? Because nothing is a guarantee. Technical analysis is not a crystal ball, and you don't want to be on the wrong side of the fence. You want to maintain exposure. So let's say you come down here and it comes out, you sell 100% of your position, and boom, it takes off. Because if we get a move that is leaving the trading range, it's price discovery. It's people trying to decide. The market is trying to decide upon the new price. So you always want to maintain exposure a little bit. So that's what I would recommend when trying to trade inside of a trading range. So that is pretty much it. If you would like to leave a comment down below, if there are projects that you're interested in, if there is a coin that you would like me to take a look at, leave it in the comment section down below. That's all the time I got for today. If you enjoyed the content, please leave it a like, or if you're on Odyssey, leave it some fire. Or if you don't like it, leave it some slime. It's a fun little platform. I do suggest that you go ahead and check that out. And until next time, we will see you in the next video. Peace.